Understanding Migration and Overseas Filipino Workers, or OFWs. Every year, thousands of Filipinos leave the Philippines to work abroad. But why is that? And what impact does it have in our country? First, let's talk about why so many Filipinos choose to work overseas. One of the biggest reasons is the search for better job opportunities. In many cases, the jobs available abroad offer higher wages than those available in the Philippines. This higher income is especially appealing because it allows our OFWs to support their families back home. But it's not just about personal gain. OFWs send a significant amount of money called remittances. These remittances are essential to our country's economy. In fact, they help millions of families cover their daily expenses, pay for education, and even invest in the businesses. The impact goes beyond individual households. It drives spending and contributes to the national growth. To give you an idea of just how important remittances are, in recent years, they made up a significant portion of country's GDP. This means that the money of W sent home doesn't just help families, it also boosts our entire economy. Working abroad comes with sacrifices, and for many OFWs, it means being away from their loved ones for long periods. But their contributions help strengthen the Philippine economy and uplift the lives of countless families. While remittances from OFWs boost the Philippine economy, they also have downsides. Many families become dependent on this income, reducing local job motivation. Brain drain is another issue as skilled workers leave, creating talent shortages. Remittances can also drive inflation, making goods pricier and strengthen the peso, hurting export industries. Often, the families spend rather than invest remittances, limiting long-term growth. Lastly, social cost of family separation impacts well-being. While essential, these drawbacks show why balanced policies are needed to foster a more suitable economy.
Many people around the world leave their home countries to work abroad, just like Filipino OFWs. They go for better jobs and higher pay, and we see these workers from places like India and Mexico. To protect these migrant workers, international groups like United Nations and the International Labor Organization create rules to ensure fair treatment. The United Nations works on human rights, making sure workers are treated with respect. The International Labor Organization focuses on worker safety, fair pay, protection from abuse. In summary, millions work abroad, and the United Nations and Labor Organization help protect their rights so they can support their families safely and fairly.
In the Philippines, millions of families rely on a powerful economic lifeline reaching across oceans, the remittance of overseas Filipino workers, or OFWs. These remittance do more than put food on the table. They provide children with an education, empower small businesses, and build new homes. For many families, this financial support transforms lives, paving the way to brighter future and uplifting the entire communities. OFW remittance play a crucial role in the national economy, contributing over 10% of the Philippines' gross domestic product. Every peso sent home not only supports families, but also boosts local businesses and create jobs, fueling growth across the country. But with this reliance on remittance comes risk. Depending too much on these funds can leave Philippines vulnerable to global economic downturns or job losses abroad. And while remittance bring support, they also come at a cost. Long separation from loved ones. A strong balanced economy can reduce this risk by growing local industries, creating jobs at home, and expanding opportunities. The Philippines can work toward a future that depends less on remittance and build more within its own borders. Together, Filipinos at home and abroad continue to shape a brighter future for the nation. Through resilience, unity, and vision, the Philippines move forward, building a stable and prosperous tomorrow.
Overseas Filipino workers have a profound impact on both their home countries and the countries where they work. Here are some of the social impacts they bring. First is the family dynamics. The absence of OFWs can lead to changes in family structures and dynamics. While remittances improve the financial situation of these families, the emotional and psychological effects of separation can be significant. Second is the cultural exchange. OFWs often bring back new cultural practices and ideas from their host countries, enriching the cultural landscape of the Philippines. Third is the community development. Remittances sent by OFWs contribute to community developments projects such as building schools, healthcare facilities, and infrastructures. The fourth one is the social mobility. The financial support provided by OFWs help improve the living standards of their families, enabling better access to education, healthcare, and other essential services. The fifth one is the gender dynamics. A significant number of OFWs are women, which has led to shifts in traditional gender roles and increased empowerment for women in the Philippines. Last is the challenges and exploitation. OFWs often face change challenges such as exploitation, discrimination, and harsh working conditions in their host countries. These experiences can have lasting social and psychological effects.
Hi everyone, today I'm here to share some important updates for our hardworking overseas Filipino workers or OFWs. We'll talk about recent policies and programs to create support OFWs, as well as trends in job sectors and destinations that are changing over time. Let's get into it. So let's begin with some policies intended to make a life little easier and a little safer for OFWs. The Philippines government brought a new digital ID. They said that digital ID replaced for all Philippine government certificates, such as there will be lesser documentation and fewer hours of stay in offices, so that the less time would be consumed documentation about the work while still minding other works. Among the steps it is making is the formation of Department of Migrant Workers. This department will handle all problems concerning OFWs, treat them justly, properly trained and protected while doing their job abroad, and doesn't feel great having the DMW at the doorstep of every OFW out there. Let's consider current trends. The favor countries of OFWs used to change every so often, but nowadays people are heading towards some great new destinations, while places like Saudi Arabia, Japan, and Canada remain at the top choices. More OFWs also explores opportunities in New Zealand, among others in the parts of Europe, while job sectors are also becoming different. Those that thrive in health, skilled trades, and technology are popular, such as nurses, engineers, and IT. These trends reveal that this is now a great time to think seriously and developing a new skill set, or even switching fields to get time to think seriously about developing a new skill, or even switching fields to get into one of those in-demand jobs. These new policies, programs, and trends are next exciting steps forwards for OFWs. OFWs now have a lot more to succeed with because of a stronger government support system, which also offers them plenty of new opportunities abroad. And thank you for learning it. Hopefully, these updates are helpful. Don't forget to share with this to anyone. Thank you and see you next time.
So, ang isa sa mga challenges na nai-experience ng mga OFW is syempre yung una ay matagal silang mawawalay sa piling ng kanilang mga pamilya para magbigay ng service sa ibang pamilya. At syempre dahil ito ay sa ibang bansa, maaaring iba ang batas, kultura at ugaling ng mga tao doon. Kaya malaking adjustment talaga yung kailangan gawin ng isang OFW. Saka may malaking risk din o suntok sa buwan yung kung saang klaseng pamilya siya mapupunta, kung doon ba sa mababait o hindi. Kaya malaking saludo po sa mga OFW natin dyan dahil ginagawa nila yun para maitaguyod ang naiwan nilang pamilya sa Pilipinas.
There are ways to improve OFW support. The first step to this is to improve and protect their rights, like enhancing their health insurance and social security to pose as an emergency response for the crisis they face. The lack of personal protection and equipment and lack of safety instructions and training emerge as common breaches of health and safety regulations across all OFWs, often resulting in work accidents and occupational health issues. Despite them being overseas, the rights they hold shall remain the same. The existing legal protections are being applied for the well-being of the OFWs, but it must continue to improve. They shall also establish a clear mental health system for OFWs, as well as their families, and give them an equal access to justice. To reduce the need for people to work abroad, one of the main solutions for this is to raise the minimum wage of our country. The reason why people choose to work abroad instead of the motherland is because the lack of opportunity and low minimum wage. Creating more jobs and giving people an access to these jobs would help reduce the number of people who choose to work abroad as well. These solutions would reduce the rate of unemployment in our country and can contribute to the stability of our economy as well. Filipinos have a unique way of handling challenges. They often use humor as a coping mechanism. This humor can be seen in the creation of memes. Filipinos excel at turning difficult situations into funny contents. It helps Filipinos process emotions and lighten the mood. Making fun of a situation allows them to connect with others instead of treating it like a big problem. It creates a sense of community and support. It reflects resilience and creativity in the face of adversity.